Tonight, we are not messing around. This is no lightweight show today. Check it out. We had Megadeth play. They're going to play later on. And right now, this is like an added surprise I'm so stoked about. Two of the biggest rock and roll bands in the world. From Guns N' Roses, Slash, and from Metallica, Lars. So this was kind of like an added surprise. First of all, obviously, stop laughing. Get serious now. I want to talk about something that starts off Friday in Washington, D.C. I'm going to be there with MTV, so that'll be good for me. I get to see both bands. The Guns N' Roses and Metallica tour. How did the whole thing come about?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Hear it. You guys keep it down.
Everybody quiet for a second.
Come on.
I'm trying to talk to these guys. Okay. I want to talk about, obviously, the Guns N' Roses and Metallica. Hey, Slash. It's been a long time. How you doing? How's the family?
This is funny. I didn't know.
Anyways,
it's a long story. Right?
The Guns Metallica tour. It starts off Friday in Washington, D.C., and we're going to be there. I'm going to be there with MTV, and you'll be watching it, or you in Washington. Everybody will probably be there. Right. And I assume that you guys will be there.
Yeah,
so tell me, how did the tour come about?
Just because we've been buds for a long time.
A lot of late nights.
It was real simple. We go out, we get drunk, and we go, let's
I find that so hard to believe.
That's the honest to God truth. That's how it happened.
And was it pretty tough? I mean, putting this type of show together. I know in a lot of places.
It was complicated, but we dealt with each other as friends.
Most of the times, you know, when the managers and the agents and stuff like that would sit there and you know, we'd have to call each other up and say, look, we got to just resolve this and stuff like that. So, you know, me and him did a lot of the groundwork, and it's working out good.
So is it kind of you guys saying, hey, we just decided that
hey,
Guns N' Metallica
we're going on tour together, so you guys figure it out.
Now, just so everybody knows, this is like equal billing, and it's a complete Guns N' Roses show and a complete Metallica show, right?
That's one thing. It's a co-tour. All right, so it's Metallica and Guns and Metallica. That's that.
Full stages for both bands.
As long as everybody knows,
both
it's not
playing
like
full headline
anybody
shows.
trying to pull some sort of star trip. It's really just a summer concert. It's gonna be cool.
And what are the kind of things, any special surprise you want to give out, like about the stage? I know that you guys had that.
Well, we have our
before.
snake pit thing that we had indoors, and we have that kind of in stadium format.
So you're still gonna let people in the middle?
Yeah.
Now, are the same people gonna be in the middle for the gun show too?
No.
You're gonna film, right? Sorry, now you gotta get out.
No, the Metallica show, they do their trip and we do ours.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole idea. Was, you know, we do 2.5 hours of our thing, they do 2.5 hours of their thing, and it's completely different, you know.
Now, how long is sets? So you guys, I mean, this is like a whole day thing. They're gonna start at like 3 o'clock.
And there's also Faith No More.
Yeah, that's
you know,
another thing I wanted to ask you, because I know that Guns, you guys have always liked Faith No More. I know Faith No More
They
opened up for you before.
A couple years ago.
So how did that
we
come
had
about?
them in Europe. No, we didn't have them, but they opened
Come on! So now we know how they got the tour.
They opened up for us in Europe, and they were great.
Okay, one thing.
And Soundgarden as well. All right,
But Soundgarden isn't playing this show.
We're not going to be.
But
Unfortunately, no.
They're not on this one. It's just.
Then we'd have to make it into like a 2-day event.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like, things so bad. But they go for 2-day events. Just so. One thing that I want to get cleared up so everybody knows, Axl is out of jail.
He's out of jail. He's in court right now. I was like, hey.
So any members?
No,
Axl.
The situation in St. Louis is the prosecutor, which I don't know his name, he's I don't know what his point is, but he's trying to make a point, and luckily on our behalf, Axl's dealing with it.
Yeah, we saw Axl. He looked great. He looked like he had an okay time in jail.
Because it's a joke. He was having a great time. I talked to him yesterday. He's like, you know,
a lot of people just don't believe that this is happening.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people the last couple of days we've been hanging out. You know, it's a tour canceled, blah blah blah. It's like you know, we're going down to D.C. tomorrow.
Washington D.C. Friday.
We're going down to D.C. to do sound checks and stuff like that. They've been down there working for like a whole week, setting up like this enormous stage and everything, and we're going down there. It's reality.
People think it's some sort of like big hype thing. And it's not, you know. We set this up. We're doing this tour.
I think it's the type of thing for a rock fan to see your two favorite bands in the world probably playing together. It's kind of amazing.
You know, especially with Guns N' Roses, we have so many mishaps.
I find that hard to believe too.
So like for example, Detroit's flipping out because they don't know if we're going to play or not because we canceled there 3 times, and it's not. it's not like we don't want to play Detroit. It's just because we've had all these, circumstances, we'll call them, which have prevented us from being able to get there. So we are playing.
We're going
so
to be back.
Anybody in Detroit that's worried, we are coming.
They will be there, as far as you know. Yeah. And we're going to be back talking to Slash and Lars in a little bit. But right now it's time to check in with Matt Gallant with news. Matt. So you can find out all about Axel's arraignment, right? Anyways, we were talking a little bit about this tour, which is probably the biggest tour to hit ever. Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Faith No More.
Right.
And one thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier is there's a lot of big cities that you guys aren't going to hit, and it's not by your choice, right?
No, it's we sat down and basically picked the 30 biggest cities in the country, and when it came time to Cleveland, Philly, Atlanta, I think Kansas City, places like that, they just said, stay away. And we tried
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, St. Louis.
That was not one of the cities that was picked, believe me. But the stadiums there, we tried race tracks. I mean, do you have a field? We'll show up and play in a field. Find us a sewer system. We're there. But I just want to tell all the kids in those cities that it's not because we didn't, not for lack of trying. All you guys in Atlanta and Cleveland and so on, you guys are gonna have to do a little driving, but hey, we tried.
Yeah, because sometimes people in those cities say, "Oh God, Guns and Metallica, they're forgetting about us." But you guys want to play all these cities, right?
You want to play everywhere.
Yeah,
because I mean, even in LA, I know with the Rose Bowl, it took forever to finally say, "Hey, this Guns and Metallica show is going to be okay. You neighbors don't have to worry about anything." Which is another thing, you might want to tell the people that go to the show, you love the screaming and yelling, but make sure that everybody's kind of.
You got to get to a point where it's your show, yeah, but at the same time, it's got to be organized and it's got to be formulated to a point where you can get as many people into one place without having any upheaval, And then finally you start to narrow it down to this city. We've played there before, so we know exactly it's going to be organized.
Because one other thing,
gotta make sure also that in these places that they'll let other shows come in afterwards.
And the other thing that I think a lot of the people that go to these shows don't understand is when everybody goes nuts, it might be fun tearing out the chairs and throwing them up on stage, but you guys have to pay for that.
St. Louis was
I know all about that.
Let's tear up the chairs. Well, here's the bill.
I only have one amp that works still. I have one amp. I've been on tour with one amp.
So scream and yell, go nuts.
But just remember, if you guys start see, the thing is, a lot of kids think, they start tearing out seats or, screwing up the place, or that they're rebelling against the venue or the promoter. But what they're really rebelling against is just us, because we have to, pay the bills, and it gives all heavy metal a bad name because they don't want any more rock stars.
That's why there's not shows in places like Cleveland and Philly.
It's a weird feeling.
Guys, thanks a lot for stopping by. And we'll see you in Washington. I'll be there for the first Guns, Metallica, Faith No More show. Coming up, we're going to crown today's 6 o'clock Slug Out champion. Here are the standings so far. I don't know what the standings are. Anyway, if you're not happy with that, call 1-800-862-2688 and get happy. Plus, after the break, we'll have more live thrashing from Megadeth. And I'll tell you to stick around, but I know you're going to do it anyway.